Teacher Talking Sports, what it does, what it do, how we live, and let's continue our series of NHL Mount Rushmores by positions. Previously did goaltenders, defensemen, and centers. Done a bunch of Mount Rushmore videos, NHL, NBA, MLB, and NFL, all in playlist. Check them out. But today we are going to take a look at left wings. So in these Mount Rushmores by positions, I attempt to name the four best players in NHL history at the position I'm doing. So today, left wing as a subjective list. Let me know in the comments at the end if you agree who you would have included on yours. Left wing, definitely not as many superstars, star-studded players as centers, but a lot of Hall of Fame type guys. Really had a hard time leaving one guy off. I'll name a bunch of honorable mentions at the end and tell you my toughest omission. But let's get into it. Players are named in alphabetical order by last name. They are not ranked. So let's start with the great Bobby Hull, inducted in the Hall of Fame in 1983. Unfortunately, passed away at the age of 84 on January 30th of this year. So we're not going to include Hull's 7 years in the World Hockey Association, but still did more than enough in the NHL. Parts of 16 seasons and 1,063 regular season games. Hull tallied 610 goals, 560 assists for 1,170 points. Hull had a total of 7 seasons where he led the NHL in goals, had another 3 seasons where he led the NHL in points. Hull was named the Hart Trophy as the league's MVP in the 65-66 season. He also finished second once and third 4 times, also fifth. Hull had a total of 5 seasons, where he totaled at least 50 goals in the NHL, led the NHL in shots 7 times. Just one of the game's great goal scorers in the 60-61 season. His Blackhawks won the Stanley Cup in 119 career playoff games. Hull had 62 goals, 67 assists for 129 points. Hull was named to the NHL's first All-Star team 10 times and the second All-Star team twice. Hull totaled a 28 hat tricks in his NHL career. That is the 7th most in NHL history. He had 610 goals, 18th all time, 1,170 points, 55th all time. But remember, if you counted his time in the World Hockey Association, he'd be a much higher. Named to 12 All-Star teams, his .57 goals per game are the 10th most in NHL history. Bobby Hull, the first member of the left wing Mount Rushmore. Next, let's go with a guy that was hard-nosed at times, maybe bordered on the edge of dirty, but amazing player, very productive, part of many winning teams. That's Ted Lindsay. Lindsay was inducted in the Hall of Fame in 1966. Unfortunately, passed away in 2019 at the age of 93. Lindsay played at parts of 17 seasons, 1,068 games, had 379 goals, 472 assists, and 851 points in the 47-48 season. Lindsay led the league with 33 goals. He had 2 seasons in 49-50 and 56-57 where he led the NHL in assists, and he led the NHL with 78 points in the 1949-50 season. Lindsay was named to the NHL's first All-Star team 8 times in his career, and the NHL's second All-Star team once. He had Hart Trophy finishes of 4th, 7th, and 10th in his career. Lindsay was a part of 4 Stanley Cup winning teams with the Detroit Red Wings, 47 goals and 49 assists in 133 career postseason games. Lindsay scored 7 hat tricks in his career. He was named to 11 All-Star teams. Today, the Ted Lindsay Award is given to the best player as voted by the NHL Players Association. So, Ted Lindsay, still remembered today, all-time great left wing, the second member of my left wing's Mount Rushmore. Next, let's go to an active player, and he's chasing the great one, Wayne Gretzky, for his goals record. That is Alex Ovechkin, the first overall pick in the 2004 NHL Draft. Ovechkin will be entering his 19th season when the 2023-24 season begins. In 1,347 career regular season games, Ovechkin has totaled 822 goals, 663 assists for 1,485 points. Ovechkin was named the Hart Trophy winner in the 2007-08, 2008-09, and 2012-13 season. Also finished as the runner-up twice. Ovechkin has led the NHL in goals 9 times in his career. He's had a total of 9 seasons where he's scored at least 50 goals. In 4 of his first 5 seasons, he had over 100 points. In 2007-08, he led the NHL with 112 points. 11 times in his career, he has led the league in shots on goal. Ovechkin finally won that elusive Stanley Cup in the 2017-18 season, where he was named the Conn Smythe Trophy winner as the league's postseason MVP. In 24 games in that postseason, he had 15 goals, 12 assists for 27 points, 72 goals in 147 postseason games. Ovechkin has tallied 31 hat tricks in his career. 30, I'm sorry, one in the postseason. So his 30 hat tricks are sixth most in NHL history. His 822 goals are the second most and just 72 behind Wayne Gretzky. So he's gunning for that all-time record. He's 16th all-time with his 1,485 points. He actually has the most shots in NHL history with 6,355. His .61 goals per game are the seventh most in NHL history. He's been named to 9 All-Star games. Alex Ovechkin, let's see, 2 or 3 more seasons, and he may be surpassing Wayne Gretzky's all-time goals record. And let's end with Luc Robitaille, drafted in the 9th round, 171st overall in the 1984 NHL Draft. Robitaille was inducted into the Hall of Fame in 2009, played parts of 19 seasons, 1,431 games. Robitaille totaled 668 goals, 726 assists for 1,394 points. Started off his career with a bang as he was named the Calder Trophy in 86-87 season as the league's top rookie. Robitaille was named to 5 NHL First All-Star teams and 3 second teams. He had a total of 3 seasons where he scored at least 50 goals, had 4 seasons where he scored at least 100 points in his career. In 89-90, connected on 24.8% of his shot attempts, reached the back of the net. That led the NHL as he had 52 goals that season. Robitaille won one Stanley Cup. That came in the 2001-02 season while he was with the Detroit Red Wings. 159 postseason games. He had 58 goals and 69 assists for 127 points. Robitaille was named to 8 All-Star teams in his career. Robitaille also totaled 16 hat tricks in his career. He is 13th all-time in goals, 54th all-time in assists, 24th all-time in points, and he actually had 15 hat tricks. 1 came in the postseason. But Luc Robitaille is my 4th member of the Left Wing's Mount Rushmore. So again, alphabetical order by last name. We got Bobby Hull, Ted Lindsay, Alex Ovechkin, and Luc Robitaille. So the toughest omission for me was Brendan Shanahan, and I really went back and forth between him and Ted Lindsay. Gave the slight edge to Lindsay, but I definitely would understand if you were to include Shanahan. Some other honorable mentions include Paul Correa, Dave Andreychuk, Michelle Goulet, Johnny Busick, Frank Mahavlich, Bill Barber, Keith Kachuk, Steve Shutt, and Toe Blake, to name a few. So there you have it, my left wings Mount Rushmore. Stay tuned for tomorrow. I'll do the right wings, and Wednesday I'll end, excuse me, Thursday, I'll end with the top 4 head coaches in NHL history. Anyhow, don't forget to subscribe. Tell a friend to tell a friend to tell a friend to subscribe. Like the video, share the video, hit the bell for notifications. I'm out.